Hmm. Oh, we're going. We're live. We're live. We're live. Find a good map. Marry it to a map. What's better than a map that's written in stone? Let's put a hat on. There we go. That's better. So here's our map. There's X. There's Utah, Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona. X. And over here, we have the Rio Grande River. It's the Rio Grande River. This dotted thing is the old Spanish Trail where there's where I was doing the video for that was on Cindy's show earlier. And here we got the Sangre Cristos and the San Juan Mountains going down into New Mexico. And I'm gonna show you some pictures here from this spot. Let's see here. Share. Do screen so that I can go from picture to picture. And gallery. Yeah. Hey, we'll start with that one. Okay. So this is a little monument, roadside monument for the old Spanish Trail. And you see there's some carving on it. Here you see the there's the buffalo. Right here, it looks like it's not a shamrock, that's an eagle. So wings, you can see the little legs underneath the eagle. That's it. That's the bird. But there's the buffalo, and I don't know if that's a sun or a dream catcher, but it looks like it's got an arrow. You know, you see stuff carved on the rocks back here. There's some. I see some zigzags. But now we'll go. Oh, look at this. See? Oh no! There you go, guy up there. Okay. Next picture. Oh, what'd I do? I didn't want details. Come on, stop that. I'm trying to zoom in. Is that a stick man ghost like? See, he's got little three-toed fingers or something. He's got a hole in his mouth. Okay, that picture isn't much of anything. Here's some, you can see some stuff carved there. Hieroglyphics. I think these are like legs and people. Here's some circles and yeah, there's some corn. I'll bet that's corn. Corn. I said corn. I didn't say porn. But look at this face here. See the nose right in the middle. It's a profile. Other faces on there. Yeah, and the big little circle, the concentric circle thing here. I haven't, but I'm not going to post the link yet to share. And here we go, teachers with ropes. Hey, let's all hold hands as we cross the road. You know, there's another side of the rock. So these figures go all the way around this rock, kind of going in circles. You end up where you started. This figure, he's pretty neat. Yeah, and you see that's where the little at the bottom, at the base, is where those stick men are, the teachers with ropes. And he's got a club, I guess. Okay, there's another side of the rock with the stick figures going around it. Little stick man. I got the best stick man. You can't beat my stick man. You can't beat them with a stick. They're tough. They're in rock. Yeah. There's a nice because the sun's hitting them. They're making nice shadows in the grooves. Some got square heads, some got round heads, huh? There's the eagle. There's a little clear because I, straight on. You can see the wheel. You see the wheel on the to the right of the shamrock or the eagle. There's the buffalo and the sun figure. Faintly, you can see other figures on here. They're real subtle. Okay. There we go. Touche. Okay. Why is it when I stream my assistant admin on my singles group has to start messaging me? God, go away. Leave me alone. Complaining because somebody posted, did you get the vaccine? And, oh no, they can't be posting that. It's like, yeah, they can. She's about to lose her admin position. There's the stick man with the sword. Touche. On God. Does he have a little flat smile? He has a little flat fit smile, mouth. But he's got the round hand. Forrest uses that round hand like that, and the bent knee, and it's just like Forrest Fenn's. Okay, there's the map. I'm using that for my background when I'm in video mode. And here you can see there's the Rio Grande. And so we're right. Ooh, zoom in. Right there. It's X. The trail is the dots. And where it crosses the river, I'm about the dot just south of the river. I was just south of the Rio Grande River where these pictures are taken on the old Spanish trail. And goes down, this goes down into Santa Fe. See, so it goes down to Santa Fe. So here's the trail from Santa Fe comes up, and you see it's got one trail goes off to the left, and that's goes the other side of the Continental Divide. So one trail's on the west side of the divide, and the other trail that I was on over by the number 7 is on the east side of the Continental Divide. So I think about number 6, where the 6 is there, that's I think like Pagosa Springs. That's where warm water halts, and because the Utes, they drove the Utes out of Colorado, and there was a slogan: the Utes must go, and that's why must I go? Why must the Utes go? But here we go. The 4 corners. There's the X. And it's not saying the 4 corners is the X. It's saying this is the X right here on this map. That's the X marks the spot. So there's a full picture of the map, and you see up at the top is the guide for what each number on the map is. So number 6. Oh, number 6 is Durango. 5 is Pagosa. And there was a fort in Pagosa And when they drove the Utes out of Pagosa Springs, they moved the fort to Durango because Pagosa was too far for them to walk. It was too far to walk. Pagosa Springs. And the Homer Brown, it's of course Bootjack Ranch that belonged to David Jennings Brown near Pagosa Springs. And people get there and they think put in. Oh, it was put in here. No, because put in is only because you're looking to take it out. If it was put in, you want to take it out. And then when you take it out of the water, you take something out of the water, it's called Moses. Boom. So we're looking for, Moses was the key figure, but he wanted you to find all of these stories, the map, and all of this stuff that leads to the final, the winner. The one that did all this legwork and found all of these monuments and things along this path and is the winner. There's some fancy stuff on that. You see the horse at the bottom. And if you go to this monument, this stuff's on the back side. Come on. Oh. Stop that. Oh, how do I go back? Okay. Oh, crap. No. I'm not. Okay. Stop share. Back to here. Okay. Oh, well, there's some more pictures I want to show you. Yeah, I'll go back in a bit here and show you. Now I can go grab this Zoom. I'm gonna go paste the link. Okay, invite link copied. I got to go into YouTube and channel on the video and paste it. There. Now close that, go back to Zoom. Oh, dang phones. You tap it and it thinks you drag. It's a technology. It thinks it's smart, but it's pretty freaking lame. It's too sensitive. Okay, so let's see. See if anybody comes in, and I gotta get my chat going on my. This red mark here. Oh, yeah. Need some. My doctors are very crappy. They got this going. It's like dry. You get dry skin. I don't know. Maybe a skin cancer. That's why I say my doctors are really shitty. Very shitty. Because if you got a lot of health issues, they're like, oh, okay, well, we took care of your ass. Now get out of here. Oh, you got other issues? Yes. That's why I want a doctor, not a practitioner. Get my chat to pop out on my computer here, and I'll be with you. Pop out chat. Okay. I'm back on there. Go to my pop out. Oh, that's an advertisement. Some advertisement window was open. No wonder my computer was being slow. Yeah, And you know, they do, oh, we're gonna pop this out, pop that out, we're gonna auto play this video and all. They don't give a fuck that my internet to my laptop is limited speed because of the data I've downloaded and all their freaking advertisements using up my data that I pay for their advertisement, you know? Oh, did it not? There it is. I'm gonna pin it. Message. There. Should be at the top now. I told it to pin. Okay, there it is. It took it a while. I don't know if Jack's here, but Jack, I saw that. I think it was Troy Barlow was talking about that. Jack said that he can tell because of the 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 number of confirmation. Like this map's a confirmation. Those stick figures are a confirmation. I'm going to switch to the stick figures here. How's that? We've seen the map. Boom. There. So there's, you know, the stick figures. The teachers and the kids all holding hands or holding the rope, holding the line, goes all the way around the rock. And this is just a piece of it. You know, people think they're thinking, oh, it's one spot. No, it's all of his memories that are spread out along this route from Pagosa Springs to this spot. And then there's stuff south of this. There's a whole lot of stuff that I found. And I've been exploring other places with more stuff. I found stuff down by the Ferry Hills, the Brownie Hills, that are either side of the Rio Grande River, near where Jack Dempsey was born, at Manassas. And you know, it's just I mean, all of the stuff. It's not as simple as a lot of people want to make it. But once you know it all this stuff, and you found all these landmarks. This is a landmark, you know, the rock with the stick man on it. Yeah, yeah. Well, you see, what I'm saying is the four corners over there in the corner of the four states. That's not the X on his map. The X on his map is right here in Colorado, along the Rio Grande, where this monument is. That's where the X is on the map. And it says, yeah, that's over there, but the X is right here, you know. And this is toward the end of the range, because it goes from Pagosa Springs here. It really, I think, comes up from Santa Fe, goes up, comes back around, and goes back down to Santa Fe. And this is all, Forrest Fenn could leave at 6 in the morning. He could be up here in this at 9 a.m. And stay here till 6 in the evening and be home at 9 at night. It's not out of it. It's not too far to drive. He was able to drive, and we're talking. He found Moses in 1989, 1990, somewhere around when he had cancer. That's when he knew Leo Salazar, because Leo Salazar died in 1991. And when Leo said that's where Moses received the 10 Commandments, that had to be before 1991. It doesn't, it's a substitute for Yellowstone. There's a caldera, the La Garita caldera. It's like 3 times the size of the Yellowstone caldera. It's just much older and very extinct. It hasn't erupted for 75 million years. And the Yellowstone caldera erupted 750,000 years ago. That's 750,000 for people that don't know. Oh, Mike. Okay, thanks. There, Mike should be now. That's better, huh? Thank you. Yeah. The X on Google at Pole Mountain. Okay, well, you know, you're talking about maps that are online and on paper. My map is written in stone. If you're looking for a treasure map, an old treasure map, you're going to find it written in stone. That's the only thing that lasts forever. for thousands of years, anyhow. This stuff will still be on this rock in 10,000 years. Solar flare, I don't give a crap what you want to believe. You believe whatever you want. I don't believe in negative comments like that. Yeah. Solar flare got fishing worms from eating raw fish. They're all over in his brain. Sounds great. Hi, Uli. Yours is in Congress. Your what? Your map is in Congress. Yeah, and I am working on my book about my solution and all that. And so whatever anybody believes about Jack Stoof, my book is going to make Jack Stoof look like a jackass. Right, Jack? Oh, he's outside. He wanted out. Well, he was outside last night, and I went out there to throw his toy for him a few times, and I could hit it, and he was barking at there. It sounded like there were 40, 50 dogs over half mile away by the railroad tracks. You know, the coyotes, and I don't know, coyotes and neighbors' dogs or what, but there was a lot of dog barking out there last night. There was a lot of, I don't know. And I told him, you come on in. He said, yeah, I'm coming in. I don't want to mess with that crowd. He knows better than to go mess with them coyotes. This is my Eddie Bauer shirt. It's got a hole in it down off the camera. I just put it on for a clean shirt to wear today. No, I've got stuff for that. The doctor gave me, I got stuff to put on it, because I have autoimmune issues, and like my antibodies are attacking my own body, and it's part of it attacks my skin, you know. Got one on my nose. It's a little harder to see, and I've been putting stuff on it and trying to clear it up, and you know, they're playing. They are literally playing games with me. The people that Forrest left in charge of this and all that, and I don't know what point, how long I'm supposed to wait, you know, but they're playing games with me, and if they're gonna keep playing games, you know, if it's another year or what, you know, hey, you know, at least be decent enough to help me out and get me in a place with running water and a flushing toilet, you know.
I'm pretty sick of, you know, I may seem cheerful and all, you know, try to be, you know, happy about it, but oh, you're living the life out there in your art. No, I'm not. The tank under my toilet is full of frozen crap. You can't even use it. You know, I don't have running water. My water tank's frozen. And so I can't even pump water to my water heater to heat it. I gotta, if I want to, I gotta put water bottles on the dash of my car in the sunshine to heat them up to shower. You know, and it's a, you know, with Forrest, it's worth the cold. Yeah, it's worth the cold. How cold do you want to be? How cold are you going to be, Forrest? And your administrators, you know, the people that he left in charge of this. You know, I got asthma. Look, I got 3 different inhalers. You know, I got asthma. I'm running propane in here, heat. At least I got a gas stove I can cook on. You know, but yeah, it's worth the cold. Yeah, cold-blooded, the cold-hearted wait, and put up with this crap while they're parading Jack Stoof as the finder. He didn't find anything. Forrest Fenn has in his poem, listen all and hear me good. Or your effort will be worth the cold. You know, the worth the cold is the cold shoulder, the treating you like you didn't do shit. You know, and all I can say is double blazes. Double blazes. It ain't funny. It ain't fun. Your game is getting really sucky because here we thought 369. Okay, it's going to be over at 9 months after that and that. No, it's going on and on and on. And then you got this doppelganger hoaxer trying to say that there's going to be a with the chest at you know, some public showing on August 22nd and all, and trying to drag it out more than a year past that announcement and stuff. And it's like, I gotta get on with my life. I'm ready to tell them all to go, you know, jump in a lake. Go swim in the river with Randy Bilyeu, the freezing river or something, you know? It's not fun. It's not funny. I solved this puzzle. Another reason Jack Stoof can't be the finder, Forrest made it clear he was taking it with him to his grave. And Jack Stoof, pictures of Jack Stoof are before Forrest was dead. He didn't have a grave. You cannot rob a dead man's grave before the man is dead. Jack Stoof is a player. He's part of the party. He's gotten a bunch of money for what I done. He's been paid. The lawyers have been paid. The person who solved this is getting the cold shoulder, being treated like shit. Not just by the community, but by the people that are administering this Forrest Fenn's wishes. I think it was supposed to be over. You know? Yeah, I got my 63rd birthday coming up in 2 weeks. today is the 32nd anniversary of my mother's death. I don't go out and celebrate St. Patrick's Day because my mother died on St. Patrick's Day. You know, it's like Peggy died on St. Francis of Assisi's birthday, and Forrest died on Grandma Moses' birthday. Nobody else cares about that shit. I'm the only one that, you know, realize that. Yeah, Lou, you don't know all of it. I mean, here's these thick, but you forget that I showed you Moses. I told you about the Utes. The Utes must go, and that's how it relates. It was too far to walk to Pagosa Springs. That's why it's Pagosa Springs, and Pagosa Springs is the world's deepest hot spring. And he says, how deep is a hole? How deep is a hot hole? How deep is a hot spring hole? How deep is a fire hole? When he said, how deep is a hole? You're supposed to put that together with a fire hole. How deep is a fire hole? And the deepest fire hole is Pagosa Hot Springs. Guinness's. Whatever Lou Court, I didn't see it. I don't understand people that delete their comments before you can even read them. You know, it's stupid and it's rude. Lou Court, you know what? We're going to tell Lou Court, you're going to go, no. Hide user on this channel. There we go. You're gone, Lou. I'm not putting up with shit. Not no more. Throw it right back in your face. Yeah, I got rid of Lou. I didn't have to have anybody wrench him. That was me, Lou. You asked for it. Yeah. Okay. People just don't get it. You know, I've got the Buffalo Cowboy car with the bullet hole in it. And Peggy said she was going to call it the Bullet because it was shot. The car was shot. I got the car that was shot sitting out in my shed. These lawyers, they act like, oh, we can't talk to you yet. You know, I can't post messages to you know, decent messages to people that were close to Forrest. I'm blocked on that, but before they even know, you know, pretty rude. You know, I've respected his family. You know, and I'm treated with the most disrespect of any of the searchers. You know, women who go and if you're a woman that was petting Forrest Fenn's leg, oh, we're going to give you a lot of attention. You know, if you're a woman that thought that you could get to the treasure, but by flirting with Forrest, yeah, you're an important searcher. You know, you get to come over and visit with Forrest. Yeah, I was never invited over, nothing. You know, Thanks, Melinda. Gionette. Hey, Richard. Yeah, I'm tired of the bullshit. You know, I know what I've found. Yeah, and this is ancient archaeology, and it's tied to if it's not from Atlantis, it's tied to these Ute Indians who were run out of Colorado, and I plan on contacting my congresswoman and asking her to get some of these mountains returned to the Ute Indians and let them come back to their beloved mountains. Return it to them. What rude people from the 1800s in Colorado stole from them. At least just a piece of it, you know. And I have an ideal area, you know. They give them some national forest that doesn't have private property on it, and turn that over to the Utes. And maybe even if it has a couple of private property lots on it, you know, so you know, just have it that they can keep it, but those people can keep their private property, but it's suggested that they hand it over to the Utes or sell it to the Utes or whatever. I'm sure there's people that would donate to buy the land back for them, you know, instead of having them out in the desert in Utah. You know, time for the Utes to end their peaceful exit and demand some of their land back in Colorado. Yeah, people don't get they don't get it. You know, they got to the home of Brown and the put in, well, it's somewhere here around the home of Brown. No. From there, there's no paddle up your creek. You're going you gone down the canyon below the home of Brown, and now you're gonna go up a creek that you can't use a paddle to get there. So you're going up, and you're going to find water high and heavy loads there, which is the lake and the ski lifts. And then you look quickly down below the lake, and you find the wood, and you find Tired and Weak, Tucker Ponds. He took it with him. He went through the tunnel. You go through the tunnel, you find Moses and the big meadow. You find the stout-hearted men, the Miss Ford waking him up at his desk. His memories are in heaven. So going past the light at the end of the tunnel is what you do when you die. You go past the light at the end of the tunnel. He said, I'm taking it with me. And so there's a spiritual part, the as above, so below, the spiritual part above, the material world below. The spiritual world above in the canopy of stars. The canopy of stars is about Nut, and Nut created the Milky Way with the milk from the golden sacred cow that made the Milky Way galaxy, and that canopy of stars over his head. And Moses is up there halfway up 1,000-foot bluff, just like Tarzan, just like where he crashed his airplane, where he ejected, and he took a picture of his plane crashing halfway up 1,000-foot bluff. You know, it's plain and simple. And Forrest said, go in peace. That's why I haven't hired a lawyer to fight for me. Because if you go in peace, then you expect his will to be done as he said. Suing him is not going in peace. But I will publish my book in the end. Should I be, I'm going to publish a book whether I'm screwed out of it or not. You know? But it's BS what they put me through. I got blood cancer. That's one reason I have trouble, because my blood cells aren't good at carrying oxygen. Took me forever complaining to my doctors to get the care I'm getting now. When they told me 11 years ago that I had asthma, but they didn't do anything about it. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm working on it. And I actually sent a portion of it to Jack's lawyer. Sent him an email with a bunch of stuff about the Moses solution. But I don't know which lawyer. There could be lawyers involved that we don't know about yet. You know, because Forrest, I think, has, nobody knows everything. You know, everybody only has their one part. It could be Carl doesn't know anything about who the real solution is. He was only told, you know, but Forrest didn't say Jack is a self-proclaimed finder. Just like me, just like anybody else that claims they solved it. Yeah, my kid's 120 miles from here. He's got 5 kids. I mean, he didn't have enough rooms for me. And really, you know, that's the one thing that really makes me sick is all the people that have already been paid on this chase, and the person who solved it is getting screwed. Every 4 days, I got to run down and get a new bottle of propane filled up. You know, and I've run out of air just going outside to change that propane bottle. I run out, I come inside and my oxygen's down to 65, you know. Sometimes I'm sleeping and this comes off and I wake up and go, gasping for air. You know? My life isn't easy, and they're just sticking it to me. And I'm getting sick of it. There is no COVID. The vaccinations are bullshit. The same number of people died from COVID last year as the number of people who died from the flu the year before. And nobody died from the flu last year. Nobody died from the flu in England last year. Isn't that amazing? They cured the flu. People believe the bullshit. Believe CNN. If you believe CNN, then you've got to be an idiot. Yeah, I can go grocery shop. You know, I just got to move slow. I've got portable oxygen. I can take with me, but kind of embarrassed about going through the store with the oxygen going. You know, and wearing them masks, it doesn't help me with asthma. what happened to the middle ground and compromise? Middle ground and compromise. No, I found the blaze. That's Moses. He's the blaze. The Buffalo Cowboy car is also a blaze. There were many blaze. When I showed Forrest the one that I called Forrest Fenn's totem, he said, "So you found it, but there's 40 of them, right?" And I knew to look for more of them. I knew there would be more blazes. And I went hiking up these hills, climbing up, and I still had asthma. This didn't, like I said, I've had this for a long time. It's just gotten worse in this last year or so, last few years, you know. And I tried to climb. I climbed up that 1,000-foot hill and got up on top of where the blaze is, and I could have died, you know, running out of, you know, puffing for air, stopping. And I told my doctor, "Oh, you go climbing hills, you're okay." It's like, I told her I got to stop every 50 feet, catch my breath, you know. And I finally said, "I'm not seeing that practitioner no more. I want to see the doctor I've been assigned to." What do you want, Jack? Huh? You come over here? Over here, Jack. Oh, you're crazy. You're a crazy dog. Okay. Hang on one second. I'll let Jack out. Get my freaking line. Jeez, out. Yeah, and I believe they whatever this virus was, they sprayed it on us in February last year. That's what killed my parrot. So I'm not too happy with the elites that think that we are their puppets. We are their slaves. They don't care about you and I. 40 might not be far off. Yeah, 40 blazes. Because it was 40 years from when he was shot down, and he's there on the jungle floor in Laos. I mean, it's enemies all around, and you, God, get me out of here, you know. And that's when he found God, and he was going to walk out of there, but he didn't walk out. It was 100 miles or something to the beach, to the ocean. And he didn't walk out of there, but 40 years later, he's still walking. He didn't expect to be walking 40 years later. So it's 40 years, it's 40 miles. And really it's more than 40 miles. It's 40 and 40, it's about 80 miles from Pagosa Springs to these figures on this stone is 80 miles, and he was 80 years old, and when Moses was 80, God told Moses to write a book of it, write his memories in a book, and that's what the Bible is Moses' memoirs. Those are the memoirs of Moses. The Torah, the Old Testament, is the memoirs of Moses. And so he was told to do that when he was 80. And Forrest said, "I'm almost 80, so it's time to write my book," you know. And if 40 years from being shot down was too far to walk, then 50 years was too far to walk. He had planned it that he was going to go at night, that he wasn't going to start another 10-year period. And that was every 15 years, something. And so it was 15 years, 15 goes into 96 times. And so he was at the end of one of those, and like Eric Sloan died. His birthday's February 27th. He died March 5th. He died a week after his 80th birthday. Forrest died 2 or 3 weeks after his 90th birthday. And Peggy followed him. I believe they had it all planned. I think the family knew that what his plans were. And you know, that's just how he planned it and all. So and he said he was going to go at his own on his own at his own time and at time of his choosing, and he didn't want to just die on a corner. He wanted that. He loved it in his office with all his artifacts all around him, his collection all around him. Moses was on the steps to his den where he supposedly he tripped over the step. He didn't trip over the steps. That's where he took his sleeping pills, and that's where he planned on dying. They didn't do an autopsy to see, but I think he did the same thing as his father. You know, yeah, he wouldn't admit. Oh no, I'm not going to do anything like that, or throw myself off a cliff, or but where he died right there, if not on top of his wooden Moses. Wooden Moses was probably carved out of a pinyon pine, because Leo Salazar carved it. Meat Man is in Oregon. Yeah, I lived in Brookings, Oregon, 2015, and before in 2013 I was living in Florence, and I lived in Klamath Falls and Lander, Wyoming. And Wyoming, according to the Delaware Indians, Wyoming means alternating mountains and valleys. Boom. It doesn't mean, he didn't say the state of Wyoming. He just said Wyoming, which is, if he's speaking Indian, Native American, Wyoming is mountains and valleys. And so that's the Rocky Mountains is full of mountains and valleys. Oh yeah, my yeah, Meat Man, my dad was born in Eau Claire. Yeah. The one picture I have with the Eagle, the Eagle Regiment. My great grandfather was in the Wisconsin 8th Infantry Eagle Regiment, and he fought at Shiloh. He was in the Battle of Shiloh, and I think they were there after the main battles. But and there's a picture of my great grandfather and the Screaming Eagle. That's now the mascot of the 101st Airborne. News story: Sitting Bull's pipe, and the other story about Lewis and Clark's trail all start in Lander. Yeah, but that don't matter because he says in the book twice. He says it twice. If he says it twice, how many times do I got to tell you? Think like a 12-year-old, okay? Like a kid. How many times you got to tell the kid? We need a substitute. I was looking for a substitute. Find a good-looking rock. Find a good-looking rock. Twice he says it in the book. Yeah. My dad, my great grandfather and all lived in Spring Valley. By the Crystal Cave. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta say everything twice. If he says it twice, and that too. Well, when I told him 3 may keep a secret if 2 of them are dead, which is a quote from Benjamin Franklin. Are you threatening me? Are you threatening me? If you know his secret, you're a threat. Because if you know his secret, you're the there 2 can't know the same know the secret. So you're a threat because one person has to die for the other person to be the only one knowing the secret. and when the treasure hunt started, it was Leo Salazar who knew the secret. He was dead already because he showed Forrest where Moses was. Yeah. Yeah, I have some newspaper clippings from Spring Valley. My great-grandfather and my great-great-grandfather lived and died there. My grandfather was born in Eau Claire. His father was born in Spring Valley, and they moved to Washington in the 50s, I think, to Bremerton, Seattle area. Book says he can change the rules during the game. Yeah. Well, if he changes the rules, like I said, my book is going to make Jack Stoof look like jack shit. Especially, my book ain't going to be finished very soon. I would need some help with it. And that's one thing I don't get is help. I've got like 40 pages, and you got to have a couple hundred pages to make a book, I don't, if you don't have a couple hundred pages, it's not much of a book. Oops. Once Upon a While's less than 200 pages. So is the Thrill of the Chase. Florence and the Dunes. Yeah. I lived in over by the drawbridge coming up the what's that river that comes in through Florence? But there's a drawbridge there, and I lived up on the hill kind of above the drawbridge. There's a turn to the left when you're coming out of Florence. It's 3 miles out of Florence, and there's a little road to the left that goes up the hill, and I lived up there. Like I could Shuselaw River. Yeah. And I lived in Gardner. There's an old motel in Gardner. My friends were caretakers of the property, and they let me park my bus there. You might have seen my blue bus parked in Gardner for about a year. 2012 had my bus there. Yeah. The people running the show, we can't tell Gorman until such and such, or maybe they not going to tell me at all. That's what I'm starting to believe. These people aren't going to honor Forrest Fenn's wishes. It's complete. It's a complete mess. I'd like to have some running water and a toilet that flushes, on the grid where I don't have to go buy cans of gas for my generator. And I got 5 generators, all these things are made in China, and they last about 6 months. You know, because they make those generators. They're for construction people. They're not made for living on full time. Yeah, and that's the truth. They make them. You know, you got to run the drill a little bit. You start the generator. You know, and it's not made for like keep my refrigerator going. Like it says DC low on my fridge right now, and so it's wanting me to run the generator to get the batteries up where they belong. I got 10 batteries and 2 battery chargers, and I got 2 inverters, and you know, I have a few. Get another one myself. They're trying to steal your solution. Yeah, they can't steal you can't steal my solution because I put it out so long, and I made a comment in my video months ago that if you think you have a claim to my solution, bring it up now or forever hold your peace. You know? And so anybody, it turns out they have no claim against me. They don't, you can only get a picture of Moses at winter solstice. And good luck getting the right picture at winter solstice, being in the right place at the right time. It's only for like an hour that he appears at winter solstice. Once a year. And that's the anniversary of when Forrest was shot down. Come on, come on, come on. Jack, letting Jack in again. You come here, Jack? You come here? No, I'm gonna lay down here on the floor. Yeah, I knew this guy in Reedsport, and he was this Indian. He was a he was a Sioux Indian. Black. He's almost black. The Native Americans there were black Native Americans, you know, and but he'd sleep over there south of the bridge. There's some wilderness there with the beach and all that, and he said he sleeps with a bear. Yeah. The guy didn't, his teeth were really bad. I mean, my teeth were never like it. My teeth were, you see my videos from 2-3 years ago, they were, I was missing one over here, but the thing is, I had the blood cancer and stuff, and I thought it might be from something with my gums and the teeth, and give me infections in my blood or something. So, and I had all those us people that born in the 50s and stuff. It got mercury fillings and all these. The mercury fillings could contribute to the blood cancer. I don't know. I don't know what was, but I figured getting, and they were cracking and chipping and didn't have money for dentists all the time, once a year and all that. And I just said, give me some dentures. Then I have it. Yeah. When I first got them, I couldn't get that. Come on, muscles, pull that lip up over there. Yeah. And next time I get one, I got some teeth right in the front down here. They need to go. And if I had the treasure, I could get posts put in and snap-ins and just get rid of the one, because the ones they left, I mean, they called me last year, and we have to postpone your appointment because of COVID. And it's like, horse shit, you know. I go to Senior Dental, and so what they do, cancel all of their patients because all of their patients are seniors, and they were blaming it on my age as the reason they had to cancel it. And I haven't had any flu or nothing like that. I was sick yesterday because of, well, pernicious anemia is because my small intestines aren't right, and I don't absorb vitamin B12, and so after 20 years of not absorbing B12, I developed blood cancer because I wasn't making healthy blood cells. No, my blood cancer doesn't go away. I have polycythemia vera. It can advance into leukemia, but there's no cure for it. The treatment for it is to drain off excess blood, because what is my bone marrow is making too much blood, and when it makes too much blood, it's making immature blood cells and mutant blood cells that aren't good at carrying oxygen. And so I have to, every 3 months, they test my blood, and if my hematocrit if my HCT number is 47 or higher, then they drain 500 milliliters of blood. See, the last time they didn't have to, but the time before they took 500 milliliters, and the time before that they took it was a year. So I should be once they got to that point where it's a year between, it should be about once a year, but they still test it every 3 months. But anyhow, so my small intestine ain't right, and that pineapple, I ate some pineapple the other day, and I threw the rest of it out. I just had one slice off of it, and when I ate it, it burned the skin off the inside of my mouth, off the inside under my lip and my gums and all that, just red, bleeding, and it's like, screw that, I ain't eating pineapple ever again. At least not fresh pineapple. I haven't had that problem when I do the canned pineapple. That I guess there's enough water and diluted it. I don't know, but it's probably okay, like in a drink, you know, mixed with water and things. But I think that pineapple was stirring in my small intestine, and I had a nasty headache last night. And so you clear your system out. So the way I go lay down on the bed, and I roll, and I push my stomach and get things moving and get things moved out. And once I done that, it was about 2 hours later, and my headache cleared up. But it was stuff in my gut that was giving me the headache. And I tried to tell my doctors that, oh no, I don't think so. We're not going to do any tests. Get out of here. You know, I hate doctors. They're so ignorant. Alamo Rose. You got this book today. Oop. And if you've seen the movie AI, The Blue Fairy, right? And this is by Andrew Lang. And this has Cinderella and Snow White and Aladdin and the Bronze Ring The Mastermind, Why Sea Salt, Why the Sea is Salt, and The White Cat, The Terrible Head. Well, that's got to be a good one. I don't think Goldilocks is in here. The Wonderful Sheep, The 40 Thieves, Snow White and Rose Red, Toads and Diamonds, Prince Art, Bluebeard, The Princess in the Glass. There's a bunch of stories in here. But anyhow, Andrew Lang, who wrote this book in 1800s, 1880, I think, or so, 1890, has the same birthday as me. He's March 31st. I'm March 31st. The other thing in the poem, where it said worth the cold. Hear me all and listen good. Your effort will be worth the cold, right? Well, that comes from Charlton Heston's NRA speech. I want all within the sound of my voice to listen and to heed what I have to say, especially you, Mr. Gore, right? And I say it's Gore man. Well, Al Gore's birthday is March 31st too. You can't have more coincidences. And they're not coincidences. This is divine freaking shit. Solving Forrest Friend's poem is divine and supernatural. He said success is an omnipotent guru. And that's what he called Leo Salazar, because Leo Salazar knew where Moses received the 10 Commandments. He pointed it out as he carved the perfect likeness into that pine. It was fresh pine. And Leo Salazar's from Taos. So what kind of pine do you think it was? It was probably pinyon pine. And so Moses has pinyon nuts. Yeah, I had to research, and what I told my doctors in 2008 is what my cancer doctor told me I was right. That I was right, you know, because what I was doing to help myself then, I would go donate blood just to drain the blood off, you know, and that helped me because I felt better after I gave blood. I felt a lot better, you know, and I was doing it every 3 months for a couple of years, and that, but then after a few years, my blood built up and turned to poison again. Yeah, classics in that book. Yeah, I just got this. The book was you see the edge is gold. Yeah, but because I have the Brown Fairy book, and that's another one of his books is the Brown Fairy book, the Blue Fairy book, and he has the whole rainbow of fairy tales, because there's the pink fairy, the red fairy, the green fairy, the maroon fairy, the purple and lavender. He's got a whole series. There's a whole series of his books. It's the Rainbow Collection. So you know, yeah, they need to end this, you know, or at least make me happy enough to shut up for a while or until whenever, you know, because I'm not going to shut up now. You know, now it's I don't want to be like Barbara, you know, and she kept you can, after this is all over, you can still marry me. No, I don't want to marry a woman that was suing Forrest Fenn over it. Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know if his family doesn't have any respect for me, or what, you know? But it's starting to seem that way a little bit, you know? I wish they'd just get this done. People are tired of what the hell's going on. This Jack Stoof is a joke. And you know, they ain't coming clean. And so what it is I'm telling the truth, and they're a bunch of liars. Until they tell the truth, they are liars. Jack Stoof is not the finder. The Forrest was taking it to his grave. Jack Stoof is in a picture with Forrest 3 months before Forrest died. It didn't go to his grave, did it? No way. Jack Stoof is the media person that he hired to cover this stage of his treasure hunt, and to try and get some doubt in the real finder's mind. And really, he said the person who found it would be very confident. And my confidence says Jack Stoof is full of it. You knock it off. You just sit. I said, sit. He says, I don't have to. You don't hit me when you come over here and say hi. Come over here and say hi. Hop up here. Come on, Jack. Come on, everybody wants to see you. Everybody says, we want to see Jack. He's spoiled. He's spoiled. He gets what he wants. When my kid came last week, he brought his new car. He got, well, it's a used car, but it's nice and clean. And he said, well, we can't, we'll leave Jack here. And I said, oh, Jack goes everywhere with me. We'll go in my car. We went and got lunch. Okay, I got to let him out again because he ate some of his dinner and now he's got to go out and unload. No. Oh. Yeah. The people who are running this for Forrest Fenn that have nice big houses, they all live in big houses with heat, running water, showers, you know, bathtubs, dishwashers, maids, and all that. It's time to stop treating me this way. It's time to step up to the plate. Be a humanitarian, you know, like Forrest. Yeah, and he made comments that to what was the comment he said to Troy? It was Troy said there was something he said that it was, oh crap, I'd have to go watch Troy's. I know where I can find what he said because I messaged Troy about it. That no, it's above that. Up. Troy just did a video and there was something that Jack told him. When I commented back to him, sent a comment to Troy about it. Because Troy was saying the picture of Greg in the blue carpet room was Photoshopped. And I said, no, it was there. He was there. Use to make your mask Fort Lewis, Gunnison tribes argument there be no war in Pregosa. There. Oh, Jack said he was going to pay it forward, right? And that means he's going to forward it to the real solver, the real finder. So if Jack told Troy Barlow that he was going to pay it forward, and that's where he's going to pass it on to the real finder. Well, you need to get on with it, Jack. And so people leave you alone. You know, I think you've done your job. Barbara ain't got a claim against me because the solution wasn't in New Mexico like hers. She stated that my solution had nothing to do with hers, and I wasn't the one that hacked her. So she'll have zero claim should I have it, you know, be the real solver. I am the real solver. There's no doubt about it in my mind. Stick man and all. How long have I been going? Let's see, get my chat back on here. That's a different screen. I'm still waiting for Starlink because my internet's slow on the computer because it's coming through my phone and I have to stream through my phone because it's the only thing that the data isn't slowed down to, but they'll still slow down the data on my phone anyhow. And when it's slow on the phone, it's even slower on the computer. And I tried to open up, it said I had a message and I said, okay, show it to me. And I clicked on it. 5 minutes later, it's still trying to open it. I don't like my time wasted like that, you know. It's just, it's not only a waste of my time, it's very frustrating. And so I've ordered the Starlink, and it's actually going to be less than my Verizon, and I'll be able to turn off my Verizon service and still use my phone over my Starlink network. I'll be able to use it through Wi-Fi. I'll be making calls through Wi-Fi, and I got other phones. I could have 2 or 3 of them going because the Starlink, they'll let you hook up 128 devices on your Starlink. But people have been saying, oh, like last Friday, I ordered mine on February 11th and it shipped today on the 13th of March, right? And I thought, well, I ordered mine February 12th. It should be shipping by Monday, you know? No, and I check each day. No, you know? And people are, and they say, well, it's only working in the northern latitudes. We don't have it in the further south latitudes, or the coverage isn't that good yet. And it's like they're giving it to people that are further south than me, you know. And it still says all I got shown is my deposit. When they ship it, they're going to bill me for the dish, and I've got the money there for it. So there's no reason they can't ship. I don't know what they're doing. If anybody knows Elon Musk, have him give me a call. Send me an email, wabbyeagle@gmail.com. WABI Eagle. Wabi. Wabi means white. It's like Cabo Wabo is is White Cliffs, but Wabo is the white, Cliffs of White. Okay, Wabo's white, but that's down, Mexico. That's how they said it. Up in New England, they said it Wabi. What, WABI? It wasn't Wabo, it was Wabi. It's like the name Oregon. It came from Robert Rogers. The natives in Michigan told him, the Chippewas, I guess it was, told him that it was the Oregon River, and he wrote it Ourigan, Oregon, because the natives of Michigan couldn't pronounce hooligan, and it came out Oregon, and so he wrote it Ourigan, and later on it's translated to Oregon, Oregon, instead of Oregon. And that's Robert Rogers is my 5th great granduncle, and the Army Rangers are named after his Rogers Rangers, who my 5th great grandfather was Colonel James Rogers, brother of Robert Rogers, and there were four Rogers brothers. There's John was the youngest, and then Robert, and then James and Richard. And Richard died from smallpox. Robert Rogers survived smallpox, but after Richard Rogers died, they buried him at Fort William Henry on Lake George in New York, and the Abenaki Indians came down and dug up his grave to get his blonde scalp and brought smallpox back to their village. And they call that the Rogers Revenge. That's what you get for digging up my grave. You don't want to dig up the grave of somebody who died from smallpox. At least not when they're fresh. Get back to the chat thing here. What's going on? Jack, where did you go, Marines? Jack was a Marine. Sammy, hey, Cabo Wabo, yeah. Oh yeah, I saw some Sammy was having a party somewhere. I don't know. But some places are letting up, like Texas, they can have concerts and all that. It's back to normal. But only Democrat states are not opening up. And all this, the COVID relief bill that they gave the people 9% of it, and the rest of it's going to the states that have been shut down. That's their payment for shutting down. They're paying off the politicians who shut down their states. People are, CNN is lying through their teeth. If you live in a state that's shut down, you got crooked politicians, because there was no virus. James Rogers, yeah, he's my 5th great grandfather. And him and Ethan Allen, my other 5th great grandfather, conspired to make Vermont independent of the United States and Britain and Canada, British Canada. And so that's why Ethan Allen was considered a traitor, because him and my other James Rogers were co-conspirators in that Vermont negotiations. And so my 4th great grandparents were playing in the yard. Mary Ann Allen and James Rogers, 3rd James Rogers, were playing in the yard while their fathers were conspiring to make Vermont independent of the United States and England. That's why it wasn't the 14th state. And then, so they had to move to Canada after the Revolution, because they were considered to be, traitors, because they didn't fight with the colonists for the other states. They were independent in their own independence. They weren't the 14th signers. to the Constitution and whatever. But Ethan Allen, he took Fort Ticonderoga single-handedly with no bloodshed, and both him and Robert Rogers were shipped to England in shackles because they were called spies or whatever for France, and Rogers was found not guilty of that, and he came back to America, and then he was he had already had the expedition to find the Northwest Passage, where he sent Jonathan Carver on an expedition up the Missouri River to the Shining Mountains, and from there it's a 20-mile carry to the Oregon River that led to the Pacific Ocean. That's the Snake and the Columbia rivers. And the movie Northwest Passage is about Robert Rogers, but it's only it's from the book Northwest Passage, but the movie is only about the first half of the book. The second half of the book, Northwest Passage by Kenneth Roberts, is about his expedition to find the passage to the Pacific Ocean over land or up the rivers, and because they used the rivers were highways back then. Yeah, you played 2 weeks. Yeah, good. Yeah, you go to Walmart here, and you don't have to wear a mask. I go to Tractor Supply. I went in Safeway. There was this guy standing in Safeway. He was standing in one spot. He was standing in the same spot when I went in the store, and I went and got a couple things for groceries, and I came out, and he was still standing in that same spot. Just some homeless looking guy, not moving. I don't know what he was there for, you know. He wasn't standing outside, I guess, because it was cold out. It was probably 40 degrees outside. It's 25 right now. But yeah, I wish they'd get this thing over with, man. You know, I've and that's the other thing Jack said to Troy was that he could tell by all the confirmations that it was the right spot, and it's like that's what I've all the confirmations going from A to Z, you know. Forrest knew it. That's why. Are you threatening me? No, Forrest, I was quoting Benjamin Franklin. And it's something you tell people, and nobody, are you threatening me? They say, oh, it sounds like a threat. You know, but maybe he scripted them to say that in those interviews. I think Tom, what's his name? NBC guy. And yeah, and like I looked up when I searched for the name of the lawyer that supposedly Jack Stoof's lawyer, and what I found on the internet was he's donating to Republicans. And I've been told that Forrest was a Republican. He wasn't, you know, Ronald Reagan, he talks about, and you know, the people on Nixon's Watergate team, that, you know, he hung out with some, but he hung out with both sides kind of. And even Suzanne Summers and that it's cold outside thing, that came out at the same time that they were making, oh, we can't play that song because it's you know, they were shutting down that mute, and the people who complained about it were the Republicans. So yeah, I think Forrest, and I've heard people have, Forrest was very much a Republican. And there may, I don't know if there's some people involved in it that are Democrats, and oh, we can't have a Republican win in this, you know. Yeah, Brokaw. Yeah, he said that to Brokaw. Some people are lonely. You have people, the person viewing the parking lot might not. I don't know what you're talking about there, Katie. Viewing what parking lot? You talking about the homeless guy at Safeway? I don't know. I gotta get something on that. I got the right stuff for it. He's still on. Yeah. I don't know if Huli's still here. So where did he go after he survived the cancer to pay his debts? Forrest? I don't know. But he knew Leo Salazar died in okay, so Forrest had cancer. Leo Salazar suddenly died in 1991, right about when Forrest was cured from cancer. Leo Salazar dies of unknown causes. They don't know why he died. He was, I think, 59 or something. He was close to Forrest's age. But his son lives in Manassas, where Jack Dempsey's from. And Jack Dempsey was in a fight with Cowboy Luttrell. And Cowboy Luttrell come to Jack Dempsey's restaurant and sucker punched him, basically. And had him decked out on the floor of his restaurant, holding him down, sitting on top of him, punching him, Jack Dempsey in the face. And hitting someone in the head is called ringing their bell. And Jack Dempsey, the Toledo thing, 300 miles southwest of Toledo, or more than 300 miles, the first comment, he said southwest of Toledo, not west. He had to say west because of people searching in Yellowstone. And the reason he said southwest is because Manassas, Colorado is southwest of Toledo, Ohio. Jack Dempsey had a fight in Toledo, Ohio in 1919, and the bell didn't ring at the end of the round. They went to ring the bell and nothing, you know? And then Jack Dempsey has a bell, a Liberty Bell out in front of his house, the thumb over Philadelphia, the Liberty Bell. I called Forrest on May 27th and told him I know where his Moses is, halfway up that 1,000-foot bluff, and that I rang Jack Dempsey's bell, you know, and he's followed my videos. He wasn't around to admit it, but I'm sure he was watching my videos, you know. He knew what my solution was and what I've been doing, and all the hiking up the mountains. Even with asthma, I was hiking up them mountains, you know, and stuff. He knew what I've been through to do this, and for somebody on the after it's over team, well, we don't like Bill Gorman. That just doesn't. I don't think Forrest would do that to me. I just don't believe that. Forrest had more honor than that. I have faith in Forrest to make good on what he said. That it didn't matter who. It didn't matter who. If it was a guy from Texas with a pickup truck or whatever. And that's funny because I found this guy from Texas with a pickup truck, a guy named Moses. The FBI captured him in Wyoming. That was one of my Wyoming solution things, but I think I'm about done. I've got the thing pinned at the top and I ain't seen Street. I gotta go watch his video. I want to watch his video. I seen a link for a video of his. I gotta see that. Broken heart syndrome, Johnny Cash. Yeah. 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 There's another searcher that's been, I don't see her on these and stuff, but she blames me for her finding things in rocks, and she's haunted by Forrest Fenn now and wants to know what happened to her cat. And I say, I don't know. I have no idea what happened to your cat. You know, what, did your boyfriend like your cat? You know, maybe he did something. Maybe he took your cat to the other end of town. I have no idea. Oh, she's on now too. Well, yeah. Thanks, Indy. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Street. This is the good information. Everybody else is just bullshit. I have the real solution. So I'll sign off and go watch the delusional people. Have a good day.